डियर व्यूवर्स अस्सलाम वालेकुम वरहमतुल्लाह। उम्मीद है कि आप खुश वखरम होंगे। 10वीं जमात तालिब इल्मों के लिए ज्योग्राफ़ी का एक और मौजू लेकर मैं आपकी खिदमत में हाजिर हूँ। मेरा प्यार और खुलूस भरा सलाम कबूल कीजिए। जी हाँ दोस्तों, we are going to continue our video lecture series, and in this today's video lecture we are going to deal with an important topic of your geography, that is the biodiversity. And in this video lecture we will understand what does the term biodiversity mean, and we will come to know about the types of species. Okay, now firstly we need to know what does the term biodiversity mean. Okay, yes, we can say that biodiversity is the variability of life on the earth. That is the variation. Thus, biodiversity refers to the variety of living species on earth, including animals, bacteria, fungi, etc. So, dear viewers, we can say that the planet Earth, which is also called as the blue planet, has millions of living beings, starting from the microorganisms to the topmost carnivore. So this earth has a variety of plants and animals and other species. Thus we can say that on this red planet, that is the earth, variety of living beings exist, and their form, their function, they are diverse. So that is called as the biodiversity. Okay, so this means that the variety of living beings, diverse in form and function, can be termed as the biodiversity. As the term biodiversity itself implies that bio means life and diversity means diverse or difference. Okay, so we can conclude that the biodiversity is nothing but it is just the variety of living species, diverse in form and function, living on this very planet. Okay, now let's move towards the point number second, that we need to understand the different categories of existing plants and animals. So in order to understand the different categories of existing plants and animals and their level of population, there is a, we can say that there is an international organization, and that has been named as the International Union for the Conservation of Nature and Natural Resources. And this very organization has classified different species into different groups. For example, number first, normal species, endangered species, vulnerable species, rare species, extinct species, and endemic species. Okay, let's know one by one about each group. Okay, firstly we have the number first, there is a normal species. Those species whose population level is considered to be normal for their survival, for example cattle, rodents, etc. वो स्पीशीज जिनकी आबादी नॉर्मल है, उन स्पीशीज को हम किस कैटेगरी में रखते हैं? नॉर्मल स्पीशीज की कैटेगरी में रखते हैं. ओके, फॉर एग्जांपल कैटल, rodents, etc. So we can say that the normal species are those species whose population level is considered to be normal for their survival. Now moving ahead, we have number second, that is the endangered species. Okay, these are the species which are in danger of extinction. So वो species जिनका खात्मा होना एक उस खतरे की घंटी बजा रहा है कि वो स्पीशीज अब ख़त्म होने को जा रहे हैं, उन स्पीशीज को किस कैटेगरी में रखा गया है? एंडेंजर्ड स्पीशीज की कैटेगरी में है. ओके, सो हम कह सकते हैं कि एंडेंजर्ड स्पीशीज वो स्पीशीज हैं जो कि एक्सटिंक्ट, जो कि डेंजर लेवल ऑफ एक्सटिंक्शन पे हैं, कि एक वक्त आएगा कि जब हमें वो स्पीशीज़ देखने को नहीं मिलेंगे. उन स्पीशीज़ को एंडेंजर्ड स्पीशीज़ की कैटेगरी में रखा गया है. ओके, देयर आर सर्टेन फैक्टर्स that have led to the decline in their population and that operate continuously, and there are various species which are going to extinct on this red planet. because of the anthropogenic as well as by the natural factors. Okay, for example, Indian wild horse, black busk crocodile, etc. These have been put in the category of endangered species because these species are in the danger of extinction. Okay, and number third, we have vulnerable species. So these are the species whose population has declined to the levels from where it's likely to move into the endangered category. Vulnerable species उन species को उन वो species इस vulnerable species कैटेगरी में रखे गए हैं जिनकी आबादी घटती जा रही है और एक दिन आने वाला है कि वो endangered कैटेगरी में चले जाएंगे. वो vulnerable species or the species whose population has declined to the level from where it's likely to move into the endangered category in the near future if the negative factors continue to operate. Okay, if the negative factors continue to operate, there are certain species which are likely to move into the endangered category and they have been put in the category of vulnerable species. For example, black sheep, gangetic dolphin. Okay, now moving ahead, we have number fourth category of species, that's the rare species. Rare species are those very species which are very small in number, or their population is very small population. Okay, and they in near future they may move into the endangered or vulnerable category. So we can say rare species are those very species whose population is very small and may move into the endangered or vulnerable category if the negative factors affecting them continue to operate. Okay, so वो species जिनकी आबादी बहुत कलील है, बहुत कम है, और वक्त आने के साथ साथ कुछ ऐसे फैक्टर्स आने के साथ साथ नेगेटिव मनफी असरात पड़ने के बाद वो उस endangered या vulnerable कैटेगरी में चले जाएंगे. Okay, यानी they may become endangered or they may become vulnerable. Okay, so those very species have been put in the category of rare species. For example, Himalayan brown bear, desert fox, etc. We have number fifth, that is the endemic species. Okay, so endemic species are those very species which are found in some particular areas. वो species जो कुछ मखसूस इलाकों में पाए जाते हैं, या तो वो आइसोलेटेड हैं बाय नेचुरल या ज्योग्राफिकल बैरियर से, ठीक है ना. उन स्पीशीज वो स्पीशीज किस कैटेगरी में रखे गए हैं? एंडेमिक स्पीशीज. तो हम एंडेमिक स्पीशीज वो स्पीशीज हैं जो किसी मखसूस जगह पे पाए जाएंगे, जो जगह आइसोलेट होगी, अलग होगी, चाहे वो नेचुरल हो या ज्योग्राफिकल बैरियर की वजह से अलग हो, ठीक है ना. फॉर एग्जांपल वी हैव अंडमान एंड निकोबार आइलैंड. They are isolated geographical regions. Okay, so the species which are found in the Andaman or Nicobar or in other any area that is isolated by a geographical barrier, that has been those species have been put into the category of endemic species. For example, Andaman teal, Nicobar pigeon, etc. We have number sixth and the number last, that is the extinct species. Extinct species are not found after the search of known or areas where they may occur. Extinct species वो species हैं जो कि अगर हम तहकीक करते भी जाएंगे, सर्च करते भी जाएंगे, ढूंढते भी जाएंगे कि वो फलानी जगह पे वो स्पीशीज़ मौजूद था, लेकिन जब हम उस जगह पे चले जाएंगे सर्च करने के लिए ढूंढते ढूंढते तो वहाँ पे हमें वो देखने को नहीं मिलेंगे, ठीक है ना. सो extinct species are those species which are not found after search of known or areas where they may occur. और अगर हम फॉर एग्जांपल बात करेंगे कि एक्सटिंक्ट स्पीशीज़ किसको हम नाम देंगे, वो स्पीशीज़ जिनको हम फॉर एग्जांपल जो कि किसी जगह पे पाए जाते थे, और जब हम उस पाई जाने वाली जगह पे जाएंगे जहाँ पे स्पीशीज़ पाए जाते थे, और जब हम वहाँ चले जाएंगे तो वहाँ पे वो हमें देखने को नहीं मिलेंगे, ठीक है ना. हाँ, उन स्पीशीज़ को एक्सटिंक्ट स्पीशीज़ की कैटेगरी में रखा गया है. ओके, सो हम कह सकते हैं कि एक्सटिंक्ट स्पीशीज़ वो स्पीशीज़ हैं जो कि पाए जाते थे एक जगह पे, लेकिन जब हम आज के दौर में अगर हम सर्च करेंगे उस एरिया की जहाँ पे वो पाए जाते थे, वहाँ पे हमें वो देखने को नहीं मिलेंगे, ठीक है ना। सो अगर हम फॉर एग्जांपल किसी कंट्री में या किसी रीजन में कोई स्पीशीज़ पाया जाता था, ठीक है ना, या अर्थ पर पाया जाता था, जब हम उस पर्टिकुलर एरिया की सर्वे करते हैं तो वहाँ पे हमें वो देखने को नहीं मिलता है। वो उन स्पीशीज़ को हम एक्सटिंक्ट स्पीशीज़ नाम देते हैं और उन स्पीशीज़ को इस एक्सटिंक्ट स्पीशीज़ कैटेगरी में रखा गया है। फॉर एग्जांपल एशियाटिक चीता, pink head duck, even ki they one of the, we can say, that has been even for example the Kashmiri hongle that has been put in the category of endangered species, but that is also in the level of extinction, that the researchers have shown that the time is not for that when we will miss this very hongle. Okay, hope you got all the points, and it's very important topic as far as the examination point of view is concerned. Okay, Khuda Hafiz.